I'm very, very excited to welcome each of you here to our panel discussion today that's entitled, Innovate or Die. Bold statement. Sounds intimidating, yes? Right? Well, let's demystify that innovation definition. A smart man by the name of Steve Jobs once said, innovation is simply the intersection of new ideas and practicality. Quite simply put, it's all about solving problems to fulfill a demand. And why should we all care about innovation? Well, let's be honest. Every single one of us in this room has benefited from innovation to some degree. Without it, we wouldn't have cars, we wouldn't have smartphones that we love and adore. We wouldn't have electricity or hot water. You know, quite simply, innovation has changed how we do business, how we travel, how we communicate with one another, and it's improved our quality of life. The challenge is that when we think about innovation, we think about this monumental change, right? It gets a little intimidating when we think about that. But innovation comes in all shapes and sizes. For example, the pet products industry. You see, I am a very proud owner of a very goofy, energetic Labradoodle by the name of Dash. And I am constantly on the hunt for that next product that's going to be something that really enriches his life, and the quality of my life at that. You see, there are a lot of pet owners out there just like me, because according to the American Pet Products Association, this industry is expected to grow to $55 billion this year. Wow. So a lot of pet owners just like me out there. And there's been a lot of innovations in this industry, such as this. Raise your hand if you've ever seen this or even know what it is. All right. We've got some dog owners in the crowd. Excellent. This is the Chuck It. And for those of you who don't know what it is, it's very clever. You know, it's a simple plastic, funny-shaped stick with a basket on the end of it. And you're asking yourselves, well, what makes it so clever? Joy, tell me what's so clever about this. Let me tell you. It solves two problems. The first problem is that I don't have a really great throwing arm. And you see, the Chuck It allows me to throw this ball twice as far as I normally would, thus giving Dash, my energetic Labradoodle, a much-needed workout. And for those of you in the crowd who have dogs, you know that a tired puppy is a good puppy, right? The second problem that it solves is that if you do have a dog, you've been to the dog park, and you've probably had the unpleasant experience of picking up a slimy, dirty, gross ball. And the Chuck It solves that problem, saves the day. You see, someone took a small, new idea and made a practical change to it. Voila, innovation. You know, we can also think about this in terms of businesses who have chosen to either embrace innovation or not to. And a perfect example is Blockbuster and Netflix. In 2002, Blockbuster was dominating the movie rental business. Netflix at that time was starting up. They were doing something different, though. Let's face it, they were using the internet to procure subscription-based memberships. Very different. Now, fast forward 10 years, Netflix is a leader in the industry. They've been doing innovative things like streaming videos on internet, whereas Blockbuster at that time was filing for bankruptcy. You see, they chose not to embrace innovation. They chose not to move their operations online. It ended that organization as we know it. So why is this so important for us as affiliate marketing folks? How does this relate to the affiliate marketing industry? Well, I think we can all agree that the affiliate industry was founded by innovators, you know, people with new ideas, taking those ideas and using them to address challenges in an ever-evolving digital landscape. And today, I'm really, really glad to talk to you about innovation because we're going to hear from industry experts from both the advertiser side and the publisher side. You see, they're going to share some insights with you all that's going to give you some, hopefully, inspiration to go back to your organizations and make a difference. The three key themes that you're going to hear woven throughout our discussion today is that testing is critical to the process. If you are not open to testing new ideas, new methods, new approaches, you are missing the ballgame. 2, education is key to advocacy. I'm sure many of us in the room have had awkward conversations with internal stakeholders about the value of affiliate. Education is going to continue to be the key. And last but certainly not least, you're going to hear this throughout the sessions at CJU, data is your ally. If you're not investing time and resources to get good quality data, you're missing a big part of the story. So without further ado, I will stop talking, and we're going to basically meet our lovely, lovely panelists. Yay! All right, Ryan.
My name is Ryan Hudgens. I'm the affiliate marketing manager for IHG Intercontinental Hotel Groups. We have over 4,600 hotels around the world. We're the largest hotel company in the world. Our brands are Holiday Inn Express, Crowne Plaza, Hotel Indigo, and a few more. We're a global program. We have a team that works with us out of the UK, one in Singapore, one in China, Tokyo, and Australia. So we have a lot of late night phone calls and early morning phone calls with them. But I've been working in affiliate marketing for about 4 years, and I've been with IHG for around 3.
Great. Michael?
My name is Michael Robinson. I'm the creative manager for the Bowflex Home Fitness Company. Been with the company for about 7 years now. I work on all of our TV creative and manage our design team that does any creative that you might see. I've overseen our affiliate program for about 4 years now, and I think the unique experience I have at our company is that we were about to get rid of our whole program about 4 years ago, and we've been able to take it to a point where it's one of the major focuses of the company.
Great.
Hi, my name's Neal Morris. I'm an online marketing director for a company called Murad Inc. in the health and beauty space, skincare company. Been around about 20 years. Not only sell domestically, but internationally. Really only started monetizing the online space about 3 years ago. So we made huge strides, especially in the affiliate space. We've grown the program by over 600% in less than 3 years.
Great. Mercedes.
My name is Mercedes Ruiz. I'm the Senior Manager of Business Development at The Find. We are a Silicon Valley-based technology e-commerce company, and we power a top-tier search engine. We also power a number of shopping apps. So essentially, we help people find what they're looking for. Prior to working at The Find, I worked with CJ for a number of years. Prior to that, with another publisher. So in all, about 6 years of experience.
My name is Julian Frockman. I'm with Perk.com. We're a loyalty and rewards web browser. So not a toolbar, full web browser. Available on desktop, Android, iOS. It lets users earn when they search, shop, or take other actions online. And I've been in the space for 3 years.
Great. Thanks for the introductions. So panelists, I want to pose this to you because obviously we're here to talk about innovation, and I'd love for you to share with the audience how does your organization value innovation? And if you can kind of articulate that, Ryan, that would be great.
Yeah, so IHG, we're a hotel company first, and so we're not really a technology company, but we're constantly trying to innovate to make sure that our consumers can find the information that they need and that we provide them an easy booking process. So the last thing we want is someone to come to our website, not find what they're looking for, and then go somewhere else to make their booking. So we're constantly trying to improve the booking process, the system, making sure that we have the information that people need, from simple things of adding hotel reviews on our websites. At first, our hotel owners were like, why are we doing this? Because we don't want people to jump off to somewhere else and find that information. So we really want them to stay. we're constantly improving our brands. We launched 2 new brands last year. The first hotel, Even's going to be opening up in New York this year, and one in Washington, D.C. next year. And then we also developed a new luxury hotel in China that launches in 2014.
Very good. Excellent. What about you, Michael, at Nautilus?
Yeah, we're known for innovating new products for the home, but I think our big challenge with the affiliate program was educating our executives on why the affiliate program matters. Like I said, we were about to get rid of the program altogether. They thought it was a burden for our brand, and I think it all comes down to you fighting for what you know the channel can do for your company. Before, when we would plan big promotions as a direct-to-consumer company, it's always about our house file first, always about our own information that we have, and I think what's exciting is now we're thinking about the affiliate channel first and thinking what would our partners be able to promote really well to incremental customers that we can't reach. So I think for us, it was just changing the whole way we thought about marketing in general and putting affiliate first.
Great, great. And Neal, I know you've been with the affiliate industry for a while now, and with Murad for a few years. Talk to us about how you've had to kind of move things around and really change that approach.
I think echoing what Michael says, the biggest challenges for me over the last 10 years in the affiliate space, not external, but internal. It's trying to educate people internally in organizations what the value of the affiliate channel. A lot of people just don't get it, and they still don't get it. I'm surprised. And I work in a company that's a traditional company, been around 20 plus years. Like a lot of retail companies, I think there's huge opportunities for affiliates in those spaces. So I think innovation gives me the opportunity to prove the value of the online space and the affiliate space in particular.
And when you say that, how are you going about that? Are you testing it, or how are you?
Testing. The beauty of the CJ interface, it gives you the ability to test, whether it's customized program terms, customized landing pages, bonus incentive programs. And never be afraid to test, because, like I say, at the end of the month, if it doesn't work, I'll reverse. So,
right.
Not literally, not literally.
Excellent.
But like I say, it's the one channel of all the channels, whether it's paid search, email, any other acquisition channels, where you do have the ability to test. And if you're not testing, you're losing out.
That's right. So we'd love to hear from the publisher point of view, right? I mean, you're with some organizations that absolutely value innovation, and you're doing new, different things. So Mercedes, how is it viewed in your organization? And if you can articulate that, that'd be great.
Sure, it's incredibly important. As I mentioned before, we're in Silicon Valley, so it's the kind of the heart of the business. We live and breathe technology. If we're not ahead of the game, or at least trying to be, we're kind of missing out. So that's always our #1 priority. With that said, we know now that the way things are going in terms of trending, that customers want personalization. So that's been a big push for us, working on personalization within our apps and within our search engine, as well as just the convenience of being able to shop on tablets. So tablet commerce, personalization, but innovation is always key for us.
Excellent, excellent. What about perk.com?
So for us, similar to the Find, we kind of define ourselves as a technology company first, where as a browser, we're privy to a lot of user data that we don't sell, but obviously we're able to do a lot of dynamic offerings based on the feeds we're able to get from CJ and from our other partners. So a big part of innovating for us is, again, personalization. I think we're onto something. And so for us, it's figuring out how to get the right offer, the right content, the right context to the right person.
Yeah, and what you continue to hear, what you're hearing right now is that it sounds like, innovation is really setting you apart, right? It becomes a way to differentiate your organization to some level. And I think the crowd would love to hear from each of you some of your success stories within specifically affiliate. And if you can share those, that would be awesome. Ryan, can we start with you?
Sure. So we brand our affiliate program. It's called Partner Connect. We brand everything in IHG. But we developed a best-in-class website, I think, that really provides information to publishers, to people that want to work with us within our affiliate program. It kind of lays out all the information for them. So we're really proud of that website that we've built. We've created booking widgets where people can enter their destination, their stay dates, and it'll take them to a hotel search results page, and they can just take that code out of the CJ library and just add it to their website. Currently, we're working on a new API tool, which is called our Partner Connect Room Service, and that actually launches next week. It's our 2.0 version, which is we're really excited about. It's just a way for us to provide our partners an easy way to show our rates and availability that we have. So one thing that we've heard is, we want data, we need data, and our old system that we had was really cumbersome and hard to use, so we developed a tool that's going to make it a lot easier for people to utilize.
Excellent. Excellent. What about you, Michael?
I think the best advice I could give you guys is to stop thinking about what you might do and just try to do it. I mean, for when we were approaching the program 3 years ago, we'd sit around and try to brainstorm all of the risk and all of the opportunity, and I think the big payout of this channel is that you can try new things you've never tried before and see huge gains, and if it doesn't work, that's not that big of a deal. You can go back to your boss and you didn't really miss out on that much, and I think what's really exciting for us is we're doing crazy things like we're launching a brand new product today out of the expo because it's something new to try, and our company would have never done that before. So I guess my takeaway for our experience has just been we wouldn't have never known to be active in search with partners if we hadn't just tried it, or we wouldn't have thought that we could promote huge coupons and be comfortable with it until we just tried it. So see what you're comfortable with, optimize it, and I think you'll see success.
Great, great. And Neal, what about in your experience at Murad? I mean, talk to us about some of your successes there.
I think, also echoing what Mike says, I think customized landing pages have been huge for us. We've seen conversion rates go from low single digits to 16 to 20% with a couple of them. And we only implemented those less than a year ago. Customized creative as well. So I think for me, it's working with the affiliate. We work in such a faceless environment. It's communication with the affiliate, and some might not work. If it doesn't work now, it might work in 6 months' time. We've tested things that haven't worked, but like the guys say, if you don't test, you never know. I mean, the acquisition costs are so low in this channel compared to traditional marketing. So it's the one opportunity to actually prove the case, go to your bosses internally and say, hey, look what I can do.
Excellent. Mercedes, we want to hear about some success stories on your end as well at the Find. And I know you alluded to some of the things like personalization, but can you speak a little bit more about that?
Sure. So we've launched a number of successful apps over the last few years into the affiliate channel. Very interesting, useful, convenient apps. One of them is a barcode scanner app where you can price compare in any store. Another is a catalog app, which essentially takes print catalogs or digital catalogs and integrates it into one simple app where you can actually browse like you would a traditional catalog and shop from it. So, and then in addition to that, we launched Glimpse by the Find, which was actually groundbreaking because we accessed Facebook's Open Graph data and used that in combination with our own index, which was a pretty impressive index. We have over 580 million products indexed at a given time. So we were the only ones that were able to successfully map those exact products to a Facebook-like and create a sort of like Pinterest-like Facebook shopping experience where people could shop from those products based on the experience we created with those, with that data. So a number of different types of behavior for consumers. Catalog is more discovery, whereas the barcode scanner is more intent to buy and compare. So those have been pretty successful. Those are really different types of behavior, so different types of user engagement there, but all provide incremental value to our partners. So those have been pretty successful in the last several years.
Very good. And Julian, I know there's a lot of things going on at perk.com, so talk a little bit about that.
Sure. So for us, we're still kind of dipping our toes in the water a little bit on what we can do, but we've recently done email segmenting, which isn't groundbreaking, but based on how many different buckets we can create around implicit data that users provide from the verticalized sites they go to, as well as during our sign-up flow, they give us interest and gender, male, female, or age, sorry. And so based on that new segmenting campaign, our email opens increased 4x, which was a good increase, to say the least. And yeah, as we begin to collect more data, it'll only become more kind of focused.
Great. Awesome. You know, the reason why we brought both advertiser and publisher panelists is because this provides a full point of view, right? And Julian, I'm going to toss it back over to you. Tell the audience how from a publisher point of view, you're identifying the right type of advertisers to test some of these new initiatives with.
I would say that Ryan said the magic word earlier, or acronym, when he tossed out API. Being able to do creative and interesting things with feeds of products or any kind of data that advertisers can provide would be kind of criteria one, and number two is willingness to test. So, the technology is really key, because trying to do any kind of test where you can't really manipulate what kind of inventory the partner has to create a dynamic experience, at least for us and for other publishers, or kind of where things get interesting and where you can provide incrementality among purchases, that's definitely what we look for.
Great. And what about the find? How are you guys figuring out the right advertisers to partner with?
Well, for us, data is the most important for all of our products. We use the index that we have to power not only our search engine, but to power all of our products. So without that data, we can't work essentially, or it's very difficult to work with the merchants. So we kind of tend to look for the merchants that have very robust data feeds, or, for instance, to name drop, Land's End, for instance, they've been a partner of ours. We work with them in catalog, and they have a fantastic data feed. I know they've done a lot of work with that feed over the past several years. So we kind of look at those partners that are, number one, a good fit for our product, and number two, have the tools that we need in order to create the best user experience.
Great. And I think that's important. Tools are very important. And Ryan, I definitely want you to chime in on this too, because you've certainly talked about embracing technology to give your publishers some tools. Would love to hear how you identified publishers to test it with, though.
Yeah, so it was pretty interesting. When we went out researching and trying to find some partners to test with and making sure that, we had everything in a row, we worked with one meta-search website that does this every day, implementing new data and the API feeds that we have, and they've done this, 10 times over. So they're very familiar with what we do, and they could go through that process and make sure that, it was easy, and provide us feedback to make sure that we had, our I's dotted and T's crossed. And then another publisher that we worked with was somebody that was trying this out for the first time. So it was really interesting to see how they were able to, look at our documentation and make sure that it was all laid out and, simple enough forms that they could go ahead and implement this, because that's what we want, is to provide a simplified tool so people can, access our data. So we kind of went to two ends of the spectrum to find publishers to work with, and I think we learned a lot with that. Okay. So we got some good feedback and definitely some bad, but we learned from that and grow.
Right. And Michael, what about your experience at Nautilus? I know that you use the affiliate channel as a great testing ground for new products and so forth. How have you identified the right publisher mix to really see that come to fruition?
I think you just got to try new things.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you guys, we were lazy. We didn't want to reach out to new people. We thought that people would just come to us because of who we thought we were as a brand, and we were, and maybe still are, not that big of a brand in the affiliate channel. And I think we just wanted to see who did we want to align with to share our content, to share our message, to share our promotions and offers. And you're going to run into situations where you fall on your face and someone's the wrong partner. And you just have to be prepared for that. But I think you're going to find the best partners who are going to communicate with you the best that you need it, and are going to get you both successful.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Neal, what about you?
I think a big resource for us would be the CJ team.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a team of basically one, as far as acquisition goes, not only the affiliate side. So those guys have been a great resource for me. And like I say, we're not a strong brand. We've been around 20 years, but I didn't know who we were before I joined them. So, and I'm still bugging people internally to invest in brands. So, we're willing to talk to anyone. And I think part of partnering with your CJ team is setting up calls. We work in a faceless environment, so getting on a phone sometimes, and even this is a great resource for me.
Right. And I think you have a really interesting story, though, because that kind of segues into the education piece, right? I mean, I think that, part of your challenge was transforming the approach internally to online affiliate marketing, and would love for you to kind of talk about how you educated those internal stakeholders.
Well, it's ongoing. Unfortunately, the affiliate space gets blamed for anything you see online where somebody may be disparaging the brand, and we still get that, and it never is, because we control the user experience for the most part. I think the numbers talk, and the interface, the data. We look at the numbers on every 5 minutes, every hour, and those numbers prove the case, and they prove it internally. I can take the numbers to the CEO and I'll say, well, why aren't we doubling our spend? He still doesn't get how it works, performance-based. So the education is ongoing. And like I said, in a traditional retail company, I think, over the next few years, hopefully they will embrace the affiliate space. I've talked to a couple of companies over the last year, big global brands who don't do affiliate marketing, and they don't know what it is, and they're in that process of learning. So hopefully, we'll see even greater growth.
Right. Yeah. I mean, again, data is something we continue to kind of hound on. But Ryan, for you, and in terms of building out this new initiative, how did you use data to your advantage?
Just really seeing what kind of information that we get back, what's converting, what's not converting, what do we need to optimize, what's working for us, what regions. So just, as we get that data in, we just kind of whittle it down to see what tweaks that we can make with any system that we're, testing out. So it's just important. I mean, I'm in Excel sheets all day, just really trying to figure out what's the sweet spot. Is this ad working, or is this technology working? What are the consumers responding to? Are they good consumers? Are they people that are booking but not completing that stay with one of our hotels? So we just kind of want to find the right formula, the right mix, and we're constantly tweaking on that, and just keep growing and learning from the data that we get.
Great. I'd love, Mercedes, for you to kind of talk a little bit about data on your end as well, because you did mention that that's something that's important for you in terms of working with the right type of advertisers, making sure that you've got that proper data sharing going on there.
Right. It's crucial for us. We need a data feed in order to integrate the merchant's products within any of our apps or our search engine, but it can be a challenge, mainly because the resources within either the merchant themselves don't have the resources to work on those data feeds, or just bandwidth issues overall. That kind of tends to be the first issue that we are aware of, because we're still reliant on it, and then the last issue that's actually resolved. So it's definitely something that we're working to educate our partners on, potentially giving them other options to get us a feed faster, have them represented better in the app overall, or any of our apps. So, but yeah, certainly data is a very large issue for us, but it's...
And I think that two-way communication is key, just providing that data back and forth, and, letting each other know what works and what doesn't work, and just, working together, is the most important part.
Yeah, absolutely. It is a two-way street, for sure. I'd love for, Julian, you to talk about perk.com a little bit, too, because, again, it goes back to that data piece as well.
Sure. For us, so much of it is about the two-way communication, where we get this feed, we begin showing offers for these users, and if we see one that's converting more effectively, then obviously they can see that on their end, but maybe there's something that we're able to see around our demographics that we can pass back to them to make them more effective across their other channels as well. So that's something that we're still working to build out, but I think it'll allow us to provide a lot more value for our advertisers as well. So hopefully we can get that going.
Great. So I heard in a few of your responses, you talked a little bit about how CJ may have helped you in certainly testing and kind of identifying the right publishers to work with. Can you talk a little bit more about some of the tools or some of the tips or tricks that CJ might have helped you in terms of initiatives? Ryan, is there anything you wanted to add on to that?
Yeah, we just have a great CJ account team. Without them, we'd be lost. They just identify partners that are want to work with us, that are willing, that understand the technology. Our CJ team helped us build out our booking widgets. It's just, they're a great resource to have. They really understand what our needs are, and they just help facilitate that. So it's been great to work with our team, and if there's ever a technical issue, we can get somebody on the phone in no time and just get that taken care of, because we break a lot of stuff. So.
Don't we all? Don't we all? And what about Nahlas? What about you, Michael?
Yeah, so we spend millions of dollars on TV. So when I come to my boss and say that we're going to give more money to these coupon sites that are just promoting coupons that we're going to sink even more margin into, as you can imagine, I got a ton of pushback. So I think our big challenge, and I'm sure your challenge at work, is going to be proving out why this is incremental for you. So I think you're going to find your metrics that are going to fit for you, and we had to find ours, and obviously we leaned on the CJ team to dig through the data to determine that our program is significantly incremental, and it's worth spending all this extra money that we're supposedly spending. So I think as you navigate the waters of your executive team, or just even maybe just obviously you want to know for your own need, lean on your CJ team as you dig into your analytics, because they'll help you get where you need to get.
Great,
So.
great. And I'm going to toss it over to the publisher side. You obviously you have a team that you're working with on the publisher side as well. How are they helping you guys identify the right type of advertisers?
Well, we have a great account team. So Jenny Cassidy knows our business model really well. That's first and foremost. That's usually the biggest confusion area. People don't know exactly what we do or how to work with us. So having her be able to kind of pick from her end what would be a good opportunity to take to us is really helpful. And then also just really helping to broker the relationships is really good for us to have. For us to ultimately be able to pitch our own products is really important, instead of just having, playing operator. So for CJ to facilitate these calls with advertisers is very important to our business.
Great. What about you, Julian?
Well, we work with Ginny also, and she's great.
She's getting a good plug today.
Yeah. And as a software product especially, I think it's something where it does take a deep understanding and also a willingness of advertisers to jump on calls and to spend the time to see what the differences are between Perk and potentially other competitors. And she's done a great job helping us fill out our advertiser list. We're working with almost everybody, but if we're not working with you yet, hit me up. And yeah, CJ's been great throughout.
What would you say, I'm going to stay on the publisher side for just a moment here. What would you say are some of the biggest challenges you have working with advertisers, that when it comes to introducing these new business models or new initiatives that take a little bit more time and resources from the advertiser side? What are some of the challenges you might hear, and how do you work around that?
Well, for us, that would definitely be what our business model is. I think a lot of times we talk to only affiliate, it helps when we talk to people who are not just affiliate managers, but trying to explain why we have, for instance, free traffic on our site. What is it? What do we get out of it? And or other things like that. So just explaining them, that takes a lot of time. Education takes time and energy. So, but it's worthwhile, because that's what ultimately pays off for the relationship. But I think that I'm losing my train of thought. You're contagious. So wrapping it up.
Yeah.
Education, very important.
Nice, that's one of those.
We should have our little notes down
Perfect.
here.
Yeah.
What about you,
get
Julian?
the
What about challenges you keep hearing from advertisers?
So for us, since we're loyalty, we try to work with almost every advertiser possible, and trying to scale that can be somewhat difficult. So going back to data, having your feeds in place and having them working is something that's pretty crucial for us to be able to just present any kind of coupon or offer inventory that advertisers have available. And the more parameters or kind of category tags that we have based on all of that, the smarter we can be about presenting that. And so that's definitely something where some advertisers who don't have that figured out and aren't working with For Me to Coupon or Pop Shops are kind of the two big guys, it seems, out there. Those guys really can help a lot with that, although I know sometimes there can be some issues with that. But yeah, no, that's really key for us.
Yeah, I just wanted to second that since I lost my train of thought, that the data feeds are incredibly important, and the challenge there has always been us saying to the merchant or to the agency, this is what we need, and you will have access to all of these apps, all this traffic, potential customers, and them saying, we will work on that, but it takes a long time.
Right.
So it seems to be the trend that everyone is way behind when it comes to data feeds, even though that seems to be one of the more important things that we would need as affiliates to really be successful partners.
Yeah.
Then one other thing is, right now, obviously, we're both in the mobile space, and a lot of people are going in that direction. And it's like, come on, advertisers, can we get some mobile tracking in place? What's going on? It's like, you can do better than that, and I would love that to happen. Thank you.
Very good.
Okay, we're done here.
You can enter that.
Well, I think you hit on something that's really important, and it is about tools, right? I mean, I think it's worth saying that over and over again, that it can't be a one-way street, it has to be a two-way street. But I know I hear this over in our previous conversations, I heard it from you guys too, that the challenge is internally sometimes, so Ryan, what have been some of your challenges trying to push forward these ideas, and how did you kind of work around that? Because I think what the audience wants to hear is say, okay, great, you've got all these great innovation and new ideas, but how do I actually make it happen?
Just pointing out the incremental revenue. For us, when we just realized that, we weren't playing in the space with a lot of the meta search websites, we weren't listed, and we have great hotels, and so we wanted to get that out there. So we just kind of presented a plan to them saying, we're missing out on this whole revenue channel right here, and if we get these tools in place, we've already have a demand for it, so let's do it. So it's just us building the case for it, presenting it to them, and money talks.
Money
so
does talk. Yes,
so
it does.
just be able to show them that we're going to be able to create that incremental revenue is big.
Great. Michael, what do you have to say about that?
Yeah, that's huge. And this could be its own panel. We had a panel on this 2 years ago about getting your company to buy in. And I think the biggest win that I had was dumbing it down. Because we know it as well as we think we know it. And I know we're learning every day, but your executives have no clue what you're talking about. So I literally tried to somehow get 30 minutes of for our executives to get in the room, and I did an affiliate 101 with them. And it was the most dumbed down thing that I could have done, but they left thinking, this makes sense. And we all know it makes sense, and we all know, and we'll get the numbers in front of them, but if they don't even understand the flow of why a referral matters, they'll never get it.
Right.
So that, I think for me, that was the biggest thing I did that got buy-in from eventually. It was just education to the executives on their level.
Great.
Yeah, same with me. I mean, educating internal teams is key. And to these guys' points, I mean, they can want us to implement stuff, and we get it. It's just internally they might not get it. Whether it's development teams, web dev teams, internally tech teams, trying to sell to them is the hardest part.
Right. So did you do something like an affiliate 101 internally?
Yeah, done it with individual teams. Like I say, the dumbed down version, because they still don't get it. Some people can still call it the affiliate thing. What's that? So it's ongoing education. And it's not, and it's more at the executive level for me, I think. Because, in traditional companies, you've got executives who've been there a long time who don't necessarily understand the affiliate space, let alone the online space. So they're only just, it's in its infancy compared to traditional retail. So the opportunities are huge, but the education aspect is something that we definitely need to focus on.
Absolutely. Well, I want to sort of wrap this up, but I want to leave the audience with some what are the key learnings aside from this? And I want you guys to kind of leave them with some nuggets to take out the door with them. So Ryan, what would be your key learning forging innovation at IHG?
It takes time. We're launching our room service product next week. We had a launch date of August 1st, but we know that you just can't predict all the roadblocks that happen. You have to just stay patient. You just got to keep plugging away, and you'll get there. But, if it's something that you believe in too, you fight for it, and just present a case for it, and just know your stuff.
Great. What about you, Michael?
Yeah, I 100% agree. Stick to what you think you want to try and get it done. I think the big thing for us also was coming to a realization that we didn't want to do any promotions at all in the affiliate space, but that's not realistic. So use all the data that we are talking about to see what promotion will work for you and optimize it to the best that you can.
Great. Neal?
Yeah, I mean, from an acquisition standpoint, it's your best chance to just test. And I always pad out budgets, so I have that test. I mean, within the affiliate space, and you can hide the costs within the affiliate space. I don't need to take an IO to accounts payable. I can usually sneak it in there. And then I can prove the value of it afterwards, and you'll see returns 4 or 5 times what your investment was, even on acquisition deals at particular times of the year. So, if you're not testing, whether it's on customized program terms, customized landing pages, working with affiliates to give them customized creative, testing short-term increases, you're losing out. So there's huge potential.
Excellent. So from the publisher point of view, what would you say to the advertisers in the audience what would be the one thing you want them to walk out of here with?
Well, our point of view is a little bit different. I'd say that it's really important to be ahead of the game, and it's very important to be open to testing. Of course, pick the right partners, but if you look at just the world around you and the trends, they're changing so quickly. If you're not innovating all the time, constantly, you're kind of just, you're slowly dying. So, looking at the amount of people that are making purchases on tablets and the amount of people that are looking for more personalized search results. So trying to give us those tools to help you, everyone's happy then.
Excellent.
So I would say that with the increased ability to kind of look at click attribution and just cohort analysis, that using that data to say, like, this channel has a higher order value or comes back to the site more often, just being a lot smarter by using that data and kind of digging in a lot deeper. And then data feeds and mobile conversion tracking, that would be important.
Thank you. Well, let's give our panelists a round of applause, shall we?
I like that you said data feeds so many times.
Yeah, just like
So again, we want to inspire you all out there to take some of these insights, bring them back to your organizations, alter your approach to the affiliate channel, okay? Because we want you all to certainly be a hero or heroine, okay? Thank you very much.